Hello again, fellow Whovians. So today, we're going to take a look, at the very first historical episode of Doctor Who ever. Marco Polo! Now, unfortunately, this story is known for having all of its episodes missing. Yes, not a single frame from the show exists. It was completely wiped. But I'll talk a little bit more when I get to that whole thing about the episode. So, without further ado, let's review Marco Polo. The TARDIS crew lands in the Himalayas of Cathay in 1289. Their ship badly damaged and are picked up by Marco Polo's caravan on its way along the fabled Silk Road to see the Emperor Kublai Khan. The story concerns the Doctor and his companions' attempts to thwart the machinations of Tegana, who attempts to sabotage the caravan along its travels through the Pamir Plateau and across the treacherous Gobi Desert, and ultimately to assassinate Kublai Khan in Peking at the height of his imperial power. The Doctor and his companions also attempt to regain the TARDIS, which Marco Polo has taken to give to Kublai Khan in an effort to regain the Emperor's good graces. Susan gets the key from Ping Cho, but is captured by Tegana before they can depart. They are finally able to thwart Tegana, who kills himself, and, in doing so, regain the Emperor's respect for Marco Polo, who allows them to depart. Historical episodes, such as Marco Polo, that featured no science fiction elements beyond the basic premise of the show, were relatively common for the first few seasons of Doctor Who. Marco Polo features many educational elements, both historical and scientific, as was originally part of the show's remit. The next historical adventure arrived later in the first season with the Aztecs, and continued to be regularly featured until 1967, when the purely historical format would be discontinued after the Highlanders. The format enjoyed a brief revival in 1982 with Black Orchid, and novel form with 1995's Sanctuary, and is a semi-regular part of the Big Finish audio series of Doctor Who, but has not been repeated in any televised form since 1982. Wow, that's actually kind of sad. Speaking of this, this is one of only 3 stories along a mission to the unknown and the massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, of which not a frame of broadcast footage is known to have survived. Telesnaps, which are images of the show during transmission, photographed from television, of episodes 1 through 3 and 5 through 7, are held by the serial's director, Waris Hussein. The audio soundtrack is also intact, having been recorded off-air during the original transmissions. The last known TV broadcast of the story was in Ethiopia, which screened Marco Polo over a period of 7 weeks between the 21st of January and the 4th of March, 1971. The fate of the prince is unknown. Wow, that's really sad. I mean, this is the very first historical, and the fate of this story is unknown? Wow, that's kind of a bummer if you ask me. But oh well then. Tat Woodham and Lawrence Miles point out at the time this was made, Pegum Books had only recently released a new translation of the Travels of Marco Polo, and note that Luke Roddy, who at various times lived in England, Canada, Mexico, the US, and Spain, might have been writing from personal experience when dealing with Polo's wanderlust and Susan's complex relationship with the idea of home. They also know the story's similarities to ITC historicals like Sir Francis Drake, and talk about the impressive scope of the story and how, unlike later Doctor Who, is that it unfolds over 3 months and in a large geographic area. Yeah, definitely sure about that. So, that's my review of Marco Polo. Not much to say. Overall, I give it 3 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. So, yeah. Well, join me next time as we delve into another adventure with the Darkness Companions in The Keys of Maris. Until next time, this is Hubie and Queen saying, "Oh my Gideont! When I say run, run! I have a reverse polarity of neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo! Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool." Yeah, I don't know if Peter Capaldi's Doctor has an official catchphrase yet, but, whatever. See you guys next time.